And so like you see, it did the HTML, it did the CSS, and now I was doing the actual app. Now below, it's telling me what we can use the application for. To use the application, you'll need to use it, you need to create a new directory.
So I do know what NAICS code is. I do know what that is.
Nice.
So I know what SAM.gov is. I know I have an API key for that right there. So
this is stuff that you can benefit from.
yeah.
So what it did, I gave it a very general thing, so it just guessed what you needed. So it's
obviously more specific you are.
Yeah, but just with this guess, it did very good because it guessed that you needed to find contracts.
Imagine we were said, instead of saying government contract software development, we said government contracts based in Dallas, Texas, that the bids are between $1.5 and $1.7 million. Yes. And the contract lasts and all these details we put in there, right?
It would have built code based around that.
And just like OpenAI, you give a basic prompt, one thing, you give a detailed prompt, for in more depth, right?
Yeah.
More depth, yeah.
Yes, very much so. And but the good thing about Cursor AI, the more in depth you go, the better. But this is one of the few AIs.
And this is free, right?
It's free. It is free.
And so we talked earlier about how the haves and have-nots of it divided, right? This open even right. If you're like a poor kid in the Appalachian Mountains in Kentucky.
Oh, this is your win. This is your way out.
If you're in South Chicago, if you're wherever, of course you do need a computer. You need access to Wi-Fi, So there's still limiting factor, right? Like every kid don't have to
go back to what you said would be causing the wage gap in the first place.
Yeah. What's that term back in the day? All roads lead back to Rome.
Yes, all roads lead back to Rome. True. Very true.
So it's right there for everyone, but still you still gotta have if one kid has a fucking $4,000 MacBook,
that's
another kid has a fucking Chromebook.
There's one kid in Africa that has a cell phone, and he got I don't know how big cell phones are out there, but I just know that he seems to be the only one with a cell phone, and he putting all his friends on, they dancing on Facebook, doing reels and making a killing. This little boy is fine. He's benefiting his whole village from these TikTok videos. It's really different when it's okay, these people that are interacting, they may not be aware of the going on in the world, but they know this TikTok dance.
Yeah. But this stuff can be a real equalizer, right? Economic equalizer.
Very much so. Very much. There is a game, a very trashy game that's available on the Android and Apple Store, and the name slips me right now. But the game earns you real cryptocurrencies, and so it's not very popular here. It's called Metafish. There we go. It's called Metafish. The game's not very popular here, but in other countries, Sudanese countries, South African countries, they're literally what they're making in cryptocurrency is.
What's the best email for you? Is it David Wing or the Black Muse one?
David Wing. It's literally giving them way better wages than they were able to make doing work in their own country. So the ones that's caught on, it became complete gamers. They quit their jobs and they're making triple what they were making working in their own country just to play this game.
All right, so use what I just sent you. Upload that and see what happens.
Okay, there we go. Uploaded it. So what I did, I just clicked add context, and I have all these things I can reference as context. I can add GitHub repositories.
So you know how to do that, though. How about people when you pull it up? I have no idea what it is, right?
Oh yeah, they would. Yeah, and it doesn't give me instructions on it either.
Okay.
But right here, what I did, this is where I'm typing in the instructions or asking questions. So I click add context, or I can click Control Alt P. This is where I can bring in the different things where he's asked me to put in a file and it's going to base all his information off that file. But I can add in past chats. I could set up a cursor rule. I can make some rules. I can have it connect directly to my terminal, or I could just give it a URL to a specific website and it could scour the website.
Like
It can copy the website look for look.
And obviously, you understand all that stuff, right? But most people this be so overwhelming for them, right? It's like almost like, I want some chocolate milk. What kind of chocolate milk, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just too much option, right?
Strawberry chocolate milk.
Exactly.
But I don't understand that either. Okay. Well, let me show you. I'll probably show you better.
Yeah.
Then I can tell you here. So let me try to get this in here. Okay. Apologies. I'm gonna have to upload this thing later, and it's not allowing me to access my files for whatever reason. Let me see if I can do something different. No, it's not allowing me to access it right now.
So what else is out there besides Cursor AI? Are they like the top dog in this, so to speak, or there's like plenty of other options for people?
So there are definitely different options, but I have to say, the ChatGPT 03 Mini High
Mhm.
is one of the best when it comes to coding, and then when it comes to getting information too, and using that. So if I take the same thing,
Can I pause you real fast?
yeah.
So David is definitely his goddamn element right now. David is his element right now. He's coding. He saw these fucking apps popping up everywhere. Like, he's his element. David's his natural habitat right now.
In my natural,
He's his natural habitat. Going away. Apps popping up everywhere. Cursor AI, OpenAI.
it's deep. So as you can see, we're using ChatGPT 03.
Mhm.
I added your board and I just copied the same prompt from Cursor. And I'm gonna have it do this, and I'm gonna probably take it and put it back into Cursor.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So most of the time, ChatGPT is so good that it's gonna get it right a lot of the times. It's thinking it through. It's already talking about SAM.gov. It's connecting using a web scraper to connect to government websites. I wonder if that's legal. I don't know. Okay, they even searching Gov tried for tribal contracts too, right? Okay, so below is an example of the simple JavaScript for web application.
All right. Ready to get back at it?
What was I doing here?
Cursor AI.
Oh yeah.
The Cursor AI.
Me and David just came from parking his car, observing some wildlife in the natural habitat.
So you some wildlife. So it created a whole script here for your web app, like a basic, like below the full code for a basic application. And it's pretty much it looks like it's a call and response, but you're gonna need an API for this to work. You would need an API key.
Okay.
So APIexample.com for contracts. So let me see if they happen to know any for this. Let's see if it can have it find something on the internet. Can you find me an API for government contracts? Will you find me an API for government contracts? Thank you, my guy. Hey, it found some.
Cool.
It found an API that you can fetch government contracts from.
Okay.
So API.stan.gov. This is the back part. Opportunities for into search. So this is in the official system.
Okay.